Hey guys, welcome back to Red Flags Anonymous. It's me, Ivy, your serial optimist.
And I'm Kris, your Delulu queen.
And this is episode 2. Today we're going to be talking all about love bombing. So pretty much we're just going to jump right into it. What do you feel is definition of love bombing?
My definition is when someone tries to give you too much affection but it's to cover up
Something
else.
It's something. You just don't know yet what it is.
I feel like that's always a caveat.
You
to cover up something
I
crazy,
definitely
something else.
agree. With me, I definitely feel like love bombing, it can be the over, like the loving too quickly, or it can just be that, I miss you, I love you all the time. But to me, I also think love bombing definitely comes in the form of gifts. I feel like when you're dating men that have money and things like that, to me, that's the biggest form of love bombing because they know that most women who doesn't like, gifts, who doesn't like money, so if they dangle that in front of you a little bit, like you say, it's because it's going to be hiding something. It's just about figuring out what that something really is.
Hopefully before it's too late.
And normally in my case, it's always too late.
After some lesson has been learned.
Yes. But yeah, that's my definition of love bombing. I don't know, maybe I'm kind of crazy, but I love being loved.
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, in the moment, it's really validating.
It is.
Because you're like, wow, this person thinks I'm great.
Yes.
And you're great. So you're like, why wouldn't someone think I'm great?
Why wouldn't you?
You know what I mean? You meet me and you love me? Duh.
Yeah, and why don't you love me after 2 days anyway? I mean, I'm a lovable person.
Exactly.
So to me, yes, I kind of live in that little Delulu state. She's rubbing off on me. Love bombing, it can have its drawbacks. So I guess let's get into, when do you feel was the last time that you felt like you were really like love bombed, and like tell me a little bit more about that situation.
Yeah, so the situation that comes to mind is a very short-lived relationship that I was in a couple years ago. I definitely was not actively dating. I wasn't actively looking for anyone. I had just gone through a pretty emotionally heavy breakup. And on top of that, one of my best friends had just passed away suddenly. So it was just a time where I felt like I wasn't focused on that.
On trying to even.
Yeah, I wasn't even worried about that. And, this young man approached me and he was very respectful. And I mean, even with that, I still kind of was like, I'm not going to give you the time of day.
Was something like a spidey sense was going off maybe in your body, or no?
Funny enough, it wasn't even a spidey sense. It was just more so the fact that I was like, I'm not in a space to embrace.
Mentally, I'm just not there.
Yeah, but I mean, he was persistent. And,
they always are.
And that should be the first red flag, right?
Yes.
If you can't take no for an answer, then
yes. But I think women, sometimes we find that to be a little bit, I do sometimes find it to be a little bit cute. Like, I'm not going to lie, maybe at first it's annoying, but then it's kind of like, okay, he's really going after what he wants.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. But once again, why would he not want me? So,
right. I think for me, when I started to let my guard down a little bit, was he did seem to be approaching me genuinely on a friendship tip, especially when I let him know why I was not in that headspace. And funny enough, that ended up being something we connected over, was that he had lost one of his best friends at a young age, even younger than me. And he was able to articulate, I think, exactly what I was feeling.
Was it a trauma bond?
I don't know that because I feel like trauma bonds are when you continue to traumatize each other. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe not a full trauma bond, but you know how sometimes they say when you have similar things, you just were able to connect over
shared experience.
Yes.
But you know what? I feel like that's how true intimacy is built anyway.
Me too.
So it's not like it was one of those things where I was actively seeking that from this person. But that was one of the moments where I was like, oh, well, at minimum, maybe this is a friend that could relate to in this moment. And granted, my friend group, we collectively we lost this friend together. So it's not like I didn't have other people to connect with over this experience. But I feel like maybe in that moment that because I was also experiencing the remnants of my last like breakup and all that stuff, all of it just felt so heavy. So it was like in this space where we could relate on two levels then, right? So I started to let my guard down. We started to talk more often. I appreciated that he's a yapper because I'm a yapper.
Me too. And Lord, the guy I'm dating right now, sometimes he's like, please, like, just shut your mouth. And I can't. Sorry.
That's why it's like I feel like it's really appreciated when somebody is like, I understand you and I can match your energy too. Because I
love a talker. I'm not gonna lie. I can talk all day. So.
Because I feel like when men don't talk, I'd be like,
yeah, exactly. What's wrong? Why you don't want to talk?
Yeah, why are you hiding?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's another one too. Why are you too quiet? So,
So it was like he was matching my energy. We kind of already had some stuff to bond over. So even though, like I said, coming into it, I was really just not even thinking about any sort of romance or anything like that. You start to build that rapport. You're talking every day, all day, every day. And we were starting to see certain parallels in our life, like career-wise, our life journey. There were some similarities. So you find comfort in those things. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't eventually start to say, okay, I kind of like this guy. You know what I mean? But I think for me,
you learn to like him. That's what the old people say. You learn to like him.
Because I definitely told him like when he first slid into my DMs, I was like, please leave respectfully.
Yes.
Please go away. Not because he was ugly, but I was just like,
just wasn't the time.
Yeah. So once we got to that point and that having that rapport, I was like, oh, well, I do kind of like this guy. And then he hit me with the, this is how I know that I love you and that I could see you being the mother of my kids. And it's one of those things where, like, I'm not mad that you feel that way, but I also feel like it's way too soon. At this point, it had only been a couple of weeks.
Once again, me would have been flattered. Maybe we need to change. Maybe I'm the dude
and I'm the serial officer.
I'm thinking that
we'll switch titles. Because I was like, dang, that's such a quick assessment. And for me, even when I have felt very strongly for someone within a short period of time, I still didn't feel the need to express it because I felt like there is time to develop the relationship to that level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like expressing it as soon as it comes to you is a little much. And I think it puts the other person in a tough position because then it's like, if I don't reciprocate your feelings, you're going to feel a way about me. Or look at me,
Because I'm not saying that they wouldn't get to that point with you, but maybe they just hadn't got there as fast as you. And you don't want to do something prematurely. To ruin,
There's, relationships, it's like the dynamic, it's pacing, it's timing, it's all of those things. So it's like when you try to turn it up to like 100 degrees, I'm like, what? Hold on.
Let's cool off a little bit.
You know what I mean? There's time to warm up.
Exactly. We definitely still have time to warm up before we start talking baby talk. Like, honestly, that's scary. Now, I'm not going to lie. Marriage talk, I would take that quicker than baby talk because to me, baby talk, you're actually pushing me away. If a guy gets in my inbox and is telling me like, "Oh, I just want you to have my baby," block. You're talking insane right now. You're talking really crazy. So I get it.
So funny enough, this is not the same relationship, but a couple years earlier, I was in a relationship, and the guy at the time was like, I don't know if he thought it was sexy, but he was definitely like, next time I see you, I'm gonna get you pregnant. And I took that as like a threat.
That's a threat. I said, you're threatening my life right now.
I want to say, I think that was the last time we saw each other. Relationship ended not too soon after, because it was a long distance relationship too. And I was like, you know what? Let me cut this before
let me end it right now.
He makes good on his threat, because What?
And I don't think some men really don't understand that women, we don't find that to be sexy and attractive, especially if we are not in a serious relationship with you. Like, and it's a lot of men that randomly will like write in your inbox like, "Oh, I can just see you being the mother of my kids." Like, you can't see me first being your girlfriend and your fiance and then your wife or just even a friend. So you steps. You just immediately say, "See her, baby." Right. Step back. I can't. It's a turn off.
It feels like I said that is assault.
With the deadly weapon.
And I don't appreciate that. So, I think I also probably wasn't as attracted to this guy physically.
That also
plays a big part. I do not want to have this ugly man's kids. No.
That definitely plays a part. I'm shallow. I tell anyone that up front, I'm very shallow. And you have to think about it. No, it's just also being smart. I don't think it's really shallow, but you do have to think about your offspring. And if I'm already not attracted to this man, I'm going to already be thinking for 9 months, this baby going to look just like this man. And normally that's how it turns out when you already are feeling a certain type of way. So count me out. Yeah, I don't want to do it. It's like you said, it sounds like assault with a deadly weapon. So count me out.
I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, no.
So, sorry, back to
let's get back on
relationship we were talking about. So this man was more attractive. And so when he said that, I wasn't automatically like, oh my God, he's threatening me with assault. But I do feel like it was definitely one of those things where I was like, in my mind, I felt like you are trying to rush and press the intimacy, like press it forward in a moment where it doesn't have to be rushed.
Exactly.
There is plenty of time for us to.
Yeah. I keep saying that. Why want to have a baby? Like, let's have fun first, because children, they are so beautiful. They really are. But they complicate things so much sometimes, and I feel like it just takes sometimes of fun. Yes, you can always still have fun with your baby. I've done that plenty of times, but it's just like, I want to still get to know you. Like, if we're freshly dating and all that, like, I want us to travel. I want us to see how we really work together before we throw the baby in the mix, because that's when it's really serious now. Like, we have another life to actually worry about. So to me, you do have to be very like delicate. And like I say, with me, I like to have fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not all about fun, but fun is a big part of me. I'm a fun person.
And it should be a big part of your relationship. I feel like life is hard enough. And like when you're talking long-term commitment and domestic partnership, whatever that means to you, it's going to come with its own set of burdens. Figuring out logistics. It's boring shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Life shit.
Exactly.
So if I'm not having fun with you, if we can't have fun together, then it's kind of like,
what are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing?
You need to have that balance of like, we can work together, but we can also enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
So, I just felt like it was too much too soon. And especially with the I love you, because in that moment, I felt the pressure to say it back.
What, did you say it back?
I did. I did, because I was just like, all right, maybe I could get to the point where I could love this person. You know what I mean? It's a little early.
Felt like you had a gun to your head. Like,
yeah, a little bit. Like, damn, like I can't even. And that's why I felt bad too, because I'm like, it wasn't a lie, but at the same time, it was still premature.
Very, very premature.
For me, that was like my clearest example of somebody love bombing, because it's like there was no need to push. And then, now to what it was covering up.
That's one part.
Yeah. So you're constantly telling me, how you love, how kind I am, how understanding, how you can talk to me about anything and all that stuff. And I mean, when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, tell me something I don't know. That is something that most people who, if you know me on a personal level, you do know those things about me. I'm an empathetic person. I like talking to people about my life and their life. I connect really well to people in that way. So you saying that is not some like,
like you're not telling me something new.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's still telling me you're only scratching the surface.
Yeah.
You don't really know who I am. Yeah. I feel like in order to truly love someone, you have to know who they are.
You have to dig deep. Yeah. Like, and that is something that I'm learning right now. Like, you really do have to learn people, and it's not easy. Like, if you really care about somebody, you have to pay attention to certain things, maybe even listen to stories that they've told before. Like, that's the way how I start to learn a person, and just learn about conversations. But I also feel like learning someone is very hard because not everyone is so willing to also show you everything. It's something that it takes time to learn. Oh, this is this person pet peeves, or but to me, I love learning. Even though learning experiences sometimes can be difficult, I actually love the learning phase because it's like, oh, I'm getting to really know someone new, and I'm also getting to show them
who I am.
Because like you say, if you don't scratch that surface, what really are you doing? And it's fake. Like that's how I look. If it's only like just BS, this is not going to be a real, relationship. And like you stated, mentioning something that I already know about myself. I know I'm a good person. I know I'm a sweetheart. So you're not telling me something new. It's good. Stroke my ego. Thank you for telling me. But it doesn't really do anything for me. Like, tell me something else great about me that surprised me with something that you know about me.
An observation you made because you were truly taking the time to get to know me as a person.
Yeah.
I like what you said about taking time. My aunt used to say that to me all the time. She'd say, time is your best friend. Time is your teacher. And, there are only certain things that you are going to see with time. People always put their best foot forward, which is not a bad thing. I don't think it's malicious, but
it's not.
It takes time for, I think, the facade to crack a little bit.
A little bit. For the real
start to come out.
Exactly.
Yeah. And for us, me too, right?
Me too. Listen,
I'm going to be on my best behavior.
That's me, girl. I've been on my worst behavior sometimes lately. I've been getting in trouble, y'all. So I'm working on it because, you, like you say, you put on this, and it's not like that's not you. You're just, you want to show the best up front, and I would love to just keep that up, but we are human,
As you relax into like your baseline.
Like, I feel like too, when maybe something you would let slide with a new partner, like up front, but maybe like with your old partner, you weren't really letting that slide because you guys had been together for a while, so I feel like things like that, it just takes time to kind of open up and show someone like, hey, I like this, I don't like this, or
this is who I am.
Exactly.
Under pressure, when I'm stressed, when I'm sad. Because that's the other thing too, is like, who are they when everything's not going great?
Exactly.
Right.
Because that's the kicker right there. That's really the kicker because like you said, how do you handle stress? How do you handle pressure? How do you handle me being mad at you? Like, because that's a big thing because it's going to happen. One of you guys are going to get irritated with each other. So how do you handle that? And so I do think those things are so important to see. But you can start to see, little things from the beginning. But that's why I say it's so big I love to learn. I love to observe people. Like, I really do, because I feel like that's the best way for me to literally get to know someone. If I don't sit back and analyze you, then I really won't know much about you because you're not going to just tell me everything I want to know.
Exactly. And almost like at that point, you're just telling me what you think I want to hear.
Yes. That's it.
So that's another thing. I kind of felt like he was just telling me what he thought I wanted to hear. And the reality is I was like, I didn't need to hear all of that. Like, yes, emotionally, this is a very heavy time for me. I'm still very sad about my friend passing. To a certain extent, I'm sad about this past relationship that had meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
So it was like I was grieving multiple things.
Yeah.
And grief is very difficult to navigate while trying to navigate something new. And I think that's why in the back of my mind, I was kind of like, is this the smartest thing to do right now? But I thought, again, in the upfront, I thought it was genuine. And I guess for me, I felt like as long as it was genuine, we could take our time and navigate through this. But, one of the things that I started to notice was that he had a really nasty temper. And I feel like that is one of the like red flags that I don't play about.
Hello. And I feel like I had to learn that. I feel like, okay, when I was younger, I never thought it was cute, but I kind of feel like you saw like the couples arguing, or you think that's cute, like, oh, my guy, he doesn't play about me, like things like that. I don't know why the hell I thought that was insane. But you do, tend to feel like that, but I'm like that now. I love a patient man. I love a kind man. And I really had to tell myself that I deserve that as well. I don't know why I felt like for years it was okay to deal with, arguing with the man or doing anything. And it's not even just one particular man. Like, I've had multiple exes that they're all bad tempers. They get so upset, they're screaming, they're yelling, and so me now meeting someone, and when we're speaking, like, even if we're upset, never yelled at me, never called me out of my name, like not even one time, not even let it slip. So it was like, wow, like this is really how a real man is supposed to act, because a man that cannot control his temper, a man that cannot control his emotions, he's a child and he's not a man for me. Like, it's no way possible, because you're the leader. So if you can't handle a situation and you're flipping off the him, you're more emotional than me, that's a problem, because both of us can't be overly emotional in this relationship. So I'm glad that you were able to at least know your deal breakers, like, up front, because I do feel like a lot of women skip over that temper, and you
they
can
look at
see
it as like passionate.
Yes,
maybe.
yes.
And to me, there's a difference between being passionate and being emotionally unregulated.
Yeah,
You know
me
what
too.
I mean? Like, yes, be passionate about your life, be passionate about me, be passionate about the things that you believe in,
Yes.
stand up for them. But there's a way to go about
Yeah,
it, you know.
yeah.
So like you said, things like yelling, calling people out their names and stuff like that is great. And that's the thing, is like, it was a situation at his job. We used to talk a lot while he was working. I didn't hear what happened on the phone, but he's telling me about it afterwards, and he's saying that I think he got written up, actually.
It was that.
Yeah, because he yelled at his subordinate, and I remember as he's telling me about it, I'm like, this doesn't seem like something you should be yelling at somebody for.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, she's a young girl.
Yeah.
You're a big grown ass man.
Yeah, like, you're doing too much.
That the optics of that also don't look great.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, if you could lose your temper on a young girl
At work,
where
imagine me at home.
you know what I mean? This is your lifeline, right?
Yes.
And then on top of that, he didn't seem to have any remorse about it either. Because as he's telling me, it's like so flippant. He's like, yeah, but you know, my regional manager or whoever likes me.
Oh, so you feel that?
So what the hell does that have to do with what you know what I mean? Because like, she reported him, and I'm like, you could get fired for that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me that whatever the situation was, even if she talked back to you, you are the leader, you are the higher up.
You should know how to handle it better.
You should demonstrate that. And I sometimes I war with myself a little bit, like, about like overthinking and stuff like that. But as soon as I've heard that situation, one of the first things I thought about was, what if that was me?
Exactly.
And then I started to say, not even like, what if, that will be me.
I'm glad you know at some point.
Yeah.
Because if he literally can do that to a stranger, and like you say, at work, where you felt like you weren't going to have, you knew you were going to have consequences, but you still
he didn't
did
care.
it anyway. Exactly. So imagine at home, where a person feels like, this is my home. There are no consequences.
You are my woman, you're my wife, you're my whatever.
And you know, men, I was going to say that men that sound like that seem like they have that, like, property complex, that territory complex, to where you're my woman. Like, like, this is not 1959. First of all, let's back that up really quick, you know, because I'm a grown woman, and I'm Ivy, you know, like, and yes, we're together, but some men have a way of saying it that makes you feel like I have their ownership over you. Exactly. Yeah. And once a man feels that they have ownership over you, it's already it's doomed from the start, because nothing that you're ever going to be able to do, he's not going to look at it in a loving way. You're literally looked at as his property, and whatever he says, that's what's going to go. And if it doesn't go, then you kind of know what the consequences could be. So it's really good that you were able. So does that bring us into this segment? Is that going to be, was that the first red flag?
Baby, that was the first and the last. I didn't need any red flags after that, because I'm like, no. No.
So what we can do, how did you go about handling it once you kind of realized, like, okay, this could very well be me in the future?
So, I definitely let him know that I thought he was all the way wrong.
Yeah,
you know, good. In a calm way, of course. I just kind of like try to put it in perspective for him, that like, hey, this is a young girl at your job. Yeah. You are in a leadership role. There's no reason for you to ever speak to anybody in that way. Now you've lost your livelihood. Yeah, over you not being able to control your
emotions and your temper. Yeah. That's such a big thing. Yeah.
And the fact that, like, so I would say that was the first and last red flag, but I would say there were other things that in the moment didn't seem like red flags, but now that I'm looking back on it.
So we'll do that then. So I guess that's how we will move into our next segment. We're going to get our flags, and then we're going to get into what the red flags that we noticed.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back with this segment where we have our flags out. We're going to just go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to get into the red flags. I've definitely been love bombed. So I will definitely say, to me, one of the, like, I've been in several relationships where I've been love bombed.
It's hard not to love you, Ivy.
Yeah, thank you. So, but I will say that the one like that I feel like bothered me a little bit because I was getting so used to the love bombing. Because I like nice gifts and I love money. So I feel like, when someone is dangling that in front of you, and then it was just like all of a sudden, I would never forget, because I already don't like to ask. I'm not that type of woman. I'm not a gold digger. I'd rather go to work. That's too much. Right. That's too much for me. But at one point, this guy was always like, "Oh, you never asked me for anything. You need to start opening your mouth up." And keep in mind, like I say, he was doing good with the gifts and all of that, but it was like one particular thing that I wanted. Mm-hmm. And when I called him, it was like I kept getting kind of like the runaround about this issue. It was just kind of making me feel like, is it now because he knows that I need something? Mm-hmm. He's using that over me. That's, and so to me, that was the first red flag, because I felt like, you're so willing to do this, just like you were doing this to keep me, like, you're sending money, or you're dropping this off, you're doing all of this. But the minute that I actually now ask you, because now it's been, weeks into this. And so now I feel like I've gotten comfortable to ask you. Now it's kind of like, oh, let me play a little game really quick. Like now she needs me. And it was just kind of like, it's a power and ego. I don't like that. It's the power and the ego for me. So, and I didn't even really need it. Like, let's just start there. It was something that I wanted. I don't even remember at this point exactly what it was, but it was something that I wanted. And so to me, it was kind of like, okay, if you didn't mind doing all this other stupid stuff that I didn't even need or didn't even want, like, this was you. Now that I'm actually telling you I want something and you're kind of giving me the runaround, it was like, oh, hell no. Like, thanks for the gifts. Thanks for the money. It was fun, but I'm never going to be that girl, because I'm not going to be sitting around blowing you up about something, because now I feel like I'm stroking your ego too much. And a man that needs his ego stroked that much is not a man for me at all. At all.
Yeah, I agree. That and to me that borders on dangerous, because you're like, those are the type of things that they talk about when they like try to warn women about abusive.
Mm-hmm, because that's a part. I worked for a domestic violence shelter about 7 years, so it's a cycle of abuse, and most of the time, men with money is called financial abuse. Right. And that's why men of a certain caliber or men with money, they tend to like women who don't have as much as them, because they're able to mold them, and they're also able to, like I said, I feel like dangle that money. If you've had a woman who she's had such a hard life, then you come in and you're literally making it super soft for her. You're doing everything that she asks you to do. That man is also knowing, like, oh, got her where I want her at. She's depending on me now. And I feel like this, as a man, if you see someone that's like that open to you and they're willing to be soft and let their guards down, why take advantage of it? Why turn around and now make them feel like they have to beg for it? Like it's just insane to me.
It's sick.
It is. It's insane. It really is. So that was my first thing, and this was before I felt like love bombing had a title. Right. Because honestly, where the hell did love bombing come?
There's so many things that come up on social media, and then like we just run with it.
Because I literally, when I first heard it, I was like, "What the hell is love bombing?" Like, I'm like, "What does that mean? Why exactly? And what's wrong with it?" I'm like, "Love bombing actually sounds pretty good. I'll take 2 love bombs. Thank you.
Give me all the love."
So, but once you start to hearing like people, and I think that also love bombing goes with gaslighting.
Agreed.
I definitely think that it goes with the gaslighting, which is also another term that just came out of nowhere, but it was accurate.
Yeah. Look, we all became psychologists off of social media.
Oh, Literally, we know we did.
Yeah.
So, no, it's just really funny, though, to think about it because you really don't realize the things that go hand in hand with each other. And like I said, you also don't realize how many things fall under that umbrella of abuse. And it's so crazy because people always think that domestic violence is just always physical. I dealt with so many women and it was so psychological. Those women wish that a man would have hit them because guess what? Those scars, those heal. But the ones on the inside, sometimes they never heal. They're much harder to heal. And it's crazy that men have that power over women. Like, and I express this, like, I'm very open to the guy that I date. Like, you have the power sometimes to really see how my day is going to go. And I hate that, but men really do kind of have that power. And I feel like take that power for good, use it for good. So, like I stated, going back to me, that was my first red flag of the love bombing.
I think a red flag for me is, so this one is probably not exactly love bombing, but I feel like it aligns with the type of person who does love bomb. Because for me, love bombing ultimately is just somebody who's manipulative. They're trying to manipulate your emotions to make you pliable.
You think that they know from the beginning? A love bomber from the beginning.
I don't know that I think it's always like malicious. Like it's always like, oh, I'm gonna tell her, this and this, and then she's gonna melt in my hand.
Like they're out to get me.
Yeah. I think that it probably really boils down to insecurity. Like I have to get this person to feel this way about me because XYZ. You know what I mean? And they may not even be actively thinking about it, but at the root of it, like when you really start digging down deep into like, what is the hell is this person's problem? It's some sort of insecurity. Something that they are trying to use your love and affection to heal. So I think for me, one of the things that I noticed, he used to do a lot of like measuring against other men.
Like that's a big listen. Anytime I'm so big on that when girl, you see my face. That is a pet peeve of mine. Once a man starts, measuring or comparing with other men, you lost me. Because
what are we talking about? Are you not your own person?
I'm so serious. It really boils me. I'm sure the camera saw my face as soon as you said it. Because literally, that is something that literally just boils. It boils my blood. It does.
I mean, you know what the thing is it's not to say that as human beings we're not competitive, we're not driven. Maybe we want people around us who push us to be better, and so to me that's different. This is more of like it's like a pissing contest. And it's like this you measuring yourself against the man in the drive-through window.
Like what are you doing?
What
Like
do you do to you?
Exactly. What are we doing?
Like and I noticed it was because it was the way he would describe people. He'd be like, oh, he's a small fella. Why the hell are you looking at this man like? And that's another thing. I'm like,
are we really doing this?
You know what I mean? Like, are you sure you don't like men?
Because that's another thing too. Like I feel like a man that's always talking about another man and all of that. Do you like men? Like because
I mean, sometimes it could be. I'm saying that jokingly because I don't want to have like negative stereotypes.
No, not at all.
I mean, sometimes it makes you kind of wonder.
It does make you wonder, but I also feel like that is something that I feel like in this day and age, that's why I say I love that whole community. If you meet me, I have so many friends of every letter. I don't know all of your letters, but I have friends of every letter almost.
Right.
Literally, I do feel like
here.
Yes, I do feel like though that a lot of men, that is an underlying issue these days. And I do feel like that is something that you should pay attention to, because I do feel like I've met other men and they're not comparing themselves to another man.
I have dated some very manly.
Manly. Exactly.
And I tell you,
I love a manly man.
Right? But I tell you what, they have never once been like, worried about what the next man was doing or trying to measure themselves. Like what?
Exactly.
That threw me for a loop because
it's a pet peeve of mine.
You come off so confident, almost to the almost borderline arrogant, right? And that to me is like, okay, if you are so secure in yourself and who you are, why does it matter if the man sitting next to you is 3 inches shorter than you?
Exactly. It doesn't matter. Exactly. Yeah.
That was such a weird thing to me. And then, so
I agree.
Back in college, I feel like it's not like a unique theory, but in college, my friends and I had like a whole, I want to say, summit about it. Like, big dick energy versus little dick energy. And it was definitely giving very little dick energy. So I feel like that's a red flag right there.
Listen,
what are you trying to compensate? At that point, I'm like, you are overcompensating, and you are not selling me on you being very confident in what you got going on.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing.
You
like
can tell too. Like bringing that up, you can tell already a man that comes with that dick D energy, and I'm here for it.
Sure. There's a very quiet confidence to them that is.
Thank you. They don't do too much. They don't need to compare. They're not worried about other men. You know, like that to me. That is a man's man, and I love me a man's man. I'm so serious.
100% green flag. We should have green flags.
We need green flags too. We do need green flags. We do.
So that I would feel like that was one of the let me put it under the umbrella of being deeply insecure, and that's how that for me that was kind of like a personality trait that I felt like, okay, it makes sense that this person is a love bomber because they are so insecure.
See, and that's where I'm at with it. I feel like with the love bombing, because you brought up a very good point. I feel like if a person is truly a love bomber, I do kind of feel like they're already malicious because, if you're doing all of this stuff, and because most of the time men kind of already, like know what they want, or they can already kind of know where they're going to put you at in their life. They know where you're going to fit.
Right.
So I feel like if a guy, most of the time from what I've got to see, the men that are the love bombers, they kind of already know, like you say, either they got a wife at home, either they got about 10 kids. It's something, they're not emotionally available. Maybe they're really broke, because I've had a guy that did, like, he was trying to just wow me with gifts. And then it was like, he would tell me that he was so broke. And I used to be like, well, why are you trying to wow me with gifts? I would rather you to save your money. And I'm the type of person, we can do anything. We can go to the beach for free. We can go take a walk. Like, you don't have to wow me. So I feel like a man, like you say, they're trying to overcompensate for something. Like, you're trying to wow me too bad because I feel like they feel like, oh, if I get her all these gifts and do all this, she's going to love me no matter what. Even though she doesn't know this part about me yet, she's already going to love me because I reeled her in. I reeled her in with the gifts. And to me, no, that I don't care how many gifts that you got me.
I see that being malicious.
Yeah, because I think they know. Like,
I do think some men know.
Because some men are just naturally gift. You can tell a man that's a natural gift giver, time spender. It comes natural. They're not doing too much. But the ones that are like offering you this, or they, hey, I saw this and I just immediately said, oh, my baby girl will look great in these. Like, men that are like that. I could be wrong because I'm not always 100% right, but most of the time they have a different motive. And what I have found, most of the men that definitely have money and they love to spoil, like, it's because they normally do have a wife or something at home. Like, and they feel like, okay, I can break this in, and like in 2 months I can let her know, hey, I really got a wife. Because guess what? Now she's so comfortable. Let's just say you've been paying this girl's rent, you've been doing this. She might say to herself, hell, you know what? He is paying my rent. So why not? Like, I'm already there, even though I don't really like the situation, but it is what it is.
I wish somebody would pay my rent.
Girl, me too. Hello, if y'all love bombers out there, I need my rent paid. Those are the sugar daddies that want sugar. I don't have no sugar. I don't want my rent paid.
I'm trying to figure out why I've never been love bombed with that. I've been love bombed with words.
No, I've been love bombed with money and gifts. I cannot even lie to you there. Like, I really have.
I'm like, lucky you. Why are the love bombing niggas that come to me broke?
They just want to love with affection.
What does that say about me? Oh my God.
This is hilarious to me. Oh my God. No, seriously, I get it though. But I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it took me a while to get with the love bombers that like to spend money. Like, it was like that at first. It was just like crazy about me, love bombing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I just love you so much, like every day, 10 times a day.
Yeah.
Like, to me,
you're doing too much.
Yeah, exactly. You're just, I don't know what you got going on. But yeah, to actually be love bombed like with gifts and stuff, like, and I'm not gonna lie, it felt so good. Like when it first started happening, because I'm like, I always see the other girls, like, and I love it for them. Like, oh, now it's my turn to be love bombed. Oh, and this is what love bombing is. But then, like I say, you have to remember, I do sometimes feel like everyone is out to get me, and and men, not women. Like, I feel like because I've been hurt so much, and because we have dealt with stuff like the love bombing and things like that, I definitely feel like, it scares me. I feel like men have that one motive, like, whatever it is, I always just feel like I'm always holding my breath. And I hate that. Like, it's going to be something. And definitely when I feel like with the love bombing, like, I don't know why I'm just always looking for, okay, I've been getting all these nice gifts and stuff. Something soon is bound to happen. Like, and I hate that holding my breath feeling, because you could be absolutely, I could be wrong. This person could literally like me and I could actually be about to ruin it because I'm already thinking that he has a different motive, so that is something that's my red flag that I personally need to work on. Like, even though because some guys are just generous, and I have to really understand that some men actually do like to spoil women. Some men actually do like to buy gifts and do all. There's nothing wrong with that. And so I feel like it's just very hard to be able to separate the two. You don't know if this is love bombing or if this is genuinely him wanting to spoil you, wanting to make you feel soft. And, some guys just really love buying stuff for their woman. So I feel like when you can know the difference between the two, it's a beautiful thing. But when you are trying to find out the signs of love bombing, it can be very hard, because I feel like too, one of the biggest things that they do when it's love bombing is, like you say, it's a distraction. That's all it is. They're distracting you from something. Like we said, you just don't know yet what the distraction is.
I think it kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, the timing of it, because I do think that you absolutely can have a partner who's generous. That's like their love language, right?
Exactly. I love me a gift giving love. Yeah, I want that love language. Yes, please.
Like acts of service and those kind of things. Sorry, quick aside. I how like when love language was like a huge thing and everybody was like, oh, my love language is this, and so they want to like tell their partner so their partner would know how to, like, and I feel like a couple years ago I like redid one of the quizzes or whatever, and my love language had changed.
What is your love language?
So it used to be like a really heavy, like almost like 50-50, like words of affirmation and physical touch. And I feel like because growing up, that's what I got, like, in the home. Like, we're a very huggy family, and like, always telling you, affirming you, telling you how great you are and how smart and beautiful you are and all that stuff. So I feel like that was how I interpreted love, right? And then as I got older, I felt like, but I guess based on me doing that assessment again, it shifted to words of affirmation and acts of service.
I maybe should take a quiz. Yeah. I feel like I'm one of those people that make up my love language. Spending time is my love language. Buying me gifts is my love language. Feeding me.
Yeah, exactly. People tell me I'm pretty. I say that all the time. But I feel like that is kind of like it. Then it does echo the same thing. Right? Tell me I'm pretty. That's the words of affirmation.
Yes.
Feed me. Acts of service.
So maybe that's because honestly, I definitely know what the words of affirmation. I told you I'm a talker, and so I'm so big on like
what you say to me.
Yes, and like I said, the person right now that I'm dating, I know he loves it, but he also hates it because
he loves it.
He loves it because he knows that like I need that. Like I need those words of affirmation. Like I do, because I'm so big on giving that too. I'm such a type of person too. Like if I see you're down, I'm going to say whatever I can and do whatever I can to get you back up. Like, I feel like that is my role. Like whether that's with my friend, whether it's with my partner, if I see you down, I'm going to try to motivate you any way I possibly can, because I feel like that's what's important, like those words, like we were speaking on. Physical stuff goes away very, very fast. Words stick with people forever. So I feel like if in a moment where I'm down, I'm out, whatever is going on, and you speak that life back into me, I'm going to love you forever. Just because it doesn't care about anything physical. It doesn't care about any gifts. When I was down, you saw me and you were able to speak to that person that's inside of me to build me back up. And I feel like that's something that stays with me forever. Anyone that was in my corner when I was having a dark time, like I said, you've been there for me when I'm literally having such a dark, dark time. So those type of things, like that's what to me builds real friendships, real character, real relationship. So I definitely agree. I probably should take the quiz, but I can almost guarantee that is one of my love languages. Yeah, that's my homework. That's my homework. Yes, it definitely is. Yeah. So do you have any more red flags? I'm just trying to think.
I think one of the other ones is like we were talking about how like people put their best foot forward, and then over time you kind of get the cracks in the facade. So it's like inconsistency. Who you say you are and what I'm observing about you, right? Like you say that you're a lover boy or whatever, you know what I mean? But then kind of going back to the example, like with the work example, like that's not a loving thing to do.
Yeah.
You are not a truly loving person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're an asshole.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a psychopath. You know what I mean? Like not to talk shit, but I'm like, I legit like started to envision maybe worst case scenario, but I started to envision that anger being directed towards me. And I said, God forbid it started to manifest in a way that was physical.
Yeah.
Because now you have to die.
Exactly.
And I'm going to end up going to jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you think you're going to put your hands on me.
Exactly. Because that is a big thing. Like, abuse is now, it's like I say, I feel like it's almost readily accepted now. Like, in certain, it's really crazy.
And the fact that you said it's like, it's not even just physical battery, right? Like somebody putting their hands on you. It's financial, it's verbal, it's, mental. There's.
What do you think, since we're going to speak on this really quick, what do you think is the worst type of abuse out of the financial, the physical, emotional? Which one do you think?
I mean,
they're all terrible.
I still think physical is the worst because I think if you get to the point to putting your hands on someone you're supposed to love and protect and care for. I mean, that's why I said I'm a peaceful person until I'm not, and I'm like I could never be in that type of situation because I'm gonna overreact. Yeah. And now you have to die.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely get it. I definitely get it. I think with me, my physical is, of course, it's terrible. Yeah. But I think since I worked in the field, I honestly feel like it's tied to me with financial and emotional, because you have some men, they've never hit their wife.
Yeah.
Ever.
True.
But this lady is so scared of this man because he knows the things to say or do. Or maybe he's the type that's backing her into a corner and yelling at her and making her feel like she can't go anywhere. Never laid a hand on her. So guess what? When she tells people this, no one's really believing her. You don't have any bruises on you, and he's so nice. I've never seen John act out of character with you. So that's why, to me, because physical, everyone can see it. And that's what you can see. Yeah. Oh, he's a bad person. He's beating on her. Yeah. But when it's something like even the financial, he only wants to give you enough money to just go to the grocery store. Yeah. He gave you $30 and for a fact that you better only spend that $30. To me, I think that those, because women feel like they can't leave in, no one's really believing their story. Exactly.
Okay, well, how am I going to take care of it?
And I feel like, though, this was one of the red flags that was missed, though, with the love bombing, because a lot of women, I've heard their stories. It started out like that. He was so nice to me. He was so great. He gave me gifts. He showed up. He did this. And then all of a sudden, that flipped. And that's why I said we don't know sometimes what they're hiding. It could be a wife, or it could be because they're abusive. And a lot of times, men love to make up for abuse with gifts and things. So I feel like when these men already know what type of person they are, like, you know how they say, you want to know something about a man, go talk to his ex-girlfriend. And what makes it so bad, a lot of women, you're already like, oh, I don't want to hear nothing she has to say about him. And I've been in that situation where I did not listen to an ex, felt like the girl was just hating on me, you know, like, oh, you just want my man back and all that. And like, little do I know, this girl was trying to warn me. She was just trying to save my little precious little soul, and I didn't listen. And I'm so sorry for that. I am so sorry for that. Shout out to you, because I am so sorry that I did not listen. And so that's why I say, to me, you know, you do have to just be very mindful. Like I stated, don't always look at everything as a red flag. But I feel like as women, we do have to sometimes go with our gut, you know, and pay it. We're getting older now. So I feel like we can't always keep making the same mistakes. And I also feel like when you're a woman who has your own, you know, you don't mind getting up to go to work, and you don't mind, hey, going to buy your own flowers and all that, it makes it hard for a man to love bomb you, because guess what? I do all this for myself. Show me something different, because not to mention, you're already making me feel like if this all you're about is just buying me stuff, then I'm already kind of feel like what's going on behind the scenes. You get what I'm saying?
I had an ex who said something to me one time that I thought was a red flag. And he was a little bit of a love bomber. Not that I'm thinking that he said he was upset with me because I think we were like planning a date night, and there was this restaurant he wanted to try. Why did I open my big mouth and be like, oh yeah, they have the best, you know, tacos or whatever it was, right? And he's like, man, I can't show you anything new. You've been everywhere, you've done everything, and blah blah blah.
That's a big red flag. I
remember thinking like, so you mad at me because I lived my life?
Exactly.
And like the fact that I'm mad at you, these are not even things that I did with another man.
I just did it.
Even feel a way that it's like, oh, you and your ex went there and like all that stuff. I'm like, these are things that I did with my girlfriends or by myself.
Exactly, or by myself. Like, I don't understand.
Because like you said, when you're a woman with means, you build the life that you want. You have the experiences that you want.
Exactly.
You have the resources to do that. So somebody can't come in your life and say, oh, I'm going to show you everything that you've never experienced.
Exactly.
Before. So he had this like big issue with that. And I think at some point I stopped saying like when I'd been somewhere because I didn't want him to get upset.
Exactly.
About the fact that, and I remember I even said to him, I said, well, I've never been there with you. Like,
let's make it an experience for us.
An experience for us to do for the first time together. Let's make a good memory together. And all that you're talking about wanting to spend your life with me. There's gonna be a lot of things.
Exactly. You know I definitely. I don't like people that live like in the past or that are worried about what you have done. Exactly. Because at the end of the day, I'm sure it's plenty of stuff that you've done. But what I have learned, men love to be the first one that you do stuff with. And so unfortunately you have to lie. And I hate that it's like that, but sorry, but I mean, now me being older, I do see that it is, I don't even want to call it lying, you know, just maybe what I'm learning, you don't have to tell a person everything. Stroke your man's ego. You know, if, like you said, now in that case, if you're getting upset about it, that's nothing for me to stroke your ego on. But if you kind of see that like your man, because it's a place and a time and a place and how to express everything. And maybe he's saying, you know, he's telling you who's that type that, you know, I love to be able to, you know, do first things with you. You know, you try new things with me. Then, you know, that's one thing. But like you stated with that situation, like if you're going to get upset because I've already done this, that is a red flag. You know, and like I say, some men, they really do want to be that first. And I've had to learn that, like, let me shut my mouth. Because, yes, this is my first time doing this with, this is my first time. Yeah, that's just how you have to be. Yeah.
I mean, I did, like I said, I kind of adapted, like you said. But
you learned. It took time.
But I had to learn. Yeah. But it was one of those things that, to your point, it's one thing for someone to say, this is something that I love to be able to do with my partner. And it's like they're expressing, like they're almost like giving you the cheat code for like how to love them. That's a beautiful.
We talked about on the last episode. I'm giving you the cheat code.
Yes, like it's a beautiful like way for someone to show you who they are.
Yeah.
But if it comes through anger, you know, and it's reactive,
and
it's like, well, shit, I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. And that's the biggest thing to me. Like, exactly. Like I say, I'm so big. If you teach me and you show me the right way to love you, or even if I feel like this, don't tell me something on the back end. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, and if you tell me something on the back end, don't be upset with me about it if I did not know. It's one thing if you've already told me, like, hey, I don't like this, and then you keep doing it, then I can see you getting upset. But if we never had this situation happen before, and you're mad, I don't like this, it's kind of like, well, how was I supposed to know that you didn't like this? You never told me, and now since I know, I won't do it again. But, hey, you don't have to, talk to me like that. I'm so sorry that I had a life before I met you. I'm so sorry that even though I didn't even know you existed at one point in time, that I didn't put my life on hold for you. I'm so sorry. Yes.
That was the thing. I was like, did you expect me to just sit in the house till you walked up in my life?
Yeah, and that's literally what they're.
That is insane.
Yes, it is.
I think all of those things. So, like I was saying earlier, I feel like it all ties back to the same thing. There's some deep-seated insecurity that they can't work out on their own. So instead of, talking to that lady, doing some self-reflection, I mean, we live in the information age.
Yes.
If you don't want to go to therapy or whatever, you should go to therapy.
Because a lot of men don't want to go to therapy, and fellas, this is a safe space. It's nothing wrong with going to talk to someone. Please talk. Please.
There's a lot of male therapists too. So
they are. If you want to talk to a man, I'm so big, and I feel like this. A lot of men speak about mental health, and women never take their mental health serious. And I have to disagree. Most of the women that I know, we are so big on, mental health things and talking to our men, whether it's our brothers, cousins, like, hey, we're here. So I feel like a lot of men, though, they don't want to open up. I've actually recommended some men to go see a therapist. I'm not talking to nobody, but you want to sit up here and talk. I'm not trained. I'm not a professional. You want to.
That same ex was like, why do I need a therapist? I got you.
That's the biggest rap. I'm not a therapist, sir. I need one too. And you think I can help you?
You cannot afford my rate. You need to go find you a real.
Listen, but that's how they feel. Men feel like that they're the woman in their life should be their dumping grounds, and I just think that is the most unfair thing in the world, is that you want to treat your partner like she just has to take it all. You can't just trauma them. That's why they are paid professionals. So yes, I do feel like, men, this is a safe space, and yes, we love you. I feel like, please talk to someone about.
There is nothing in this life that, we all go through heavy stuff, shitty stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And having that objective, safe space is sometimes it's the key to your survival. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that was another thing that frustrated me, because I'm like, you don't seem to care about getting better. You just want to stay stuck.
And I don't like complacent people. No. If you're not growing, you have to get away from me. Because also I need you to make me grow as well. If I don't see that you're trying to help me, you're trying to motivate me, you're trying to push me to be better, I don't want you around, because we're supposed to continuously to be growing. Every year that we're together, we should be improving on something. So I feel like people that are not trying to improve certain things, it's a deal breaker for me, because I can't stay with someone that does not want to improve or get better with certain things. So that's why I say, even, with the love bombing, I don't want guys to look at this and say like, oh, let me, stop buying gifts and all of that. No, we're not saying that, but we're saying that if you know already that your intentions are not pure, for one, I think I spoke on this the last time. Stop introducing vibes that you can't maintain them. If you cannot maintain, because that is a big red flag. Men introduce vibes, and literally they will look at you like you're crazy when you're wondering, okay, let's just say for this first 3 weeks, we've been going out every weekend. We're doing this, we're doing that. Now all of a sudden, we can't be doing that all the time. And, it's like, well, why in the hell did you start doing it then? Because you should have told me that up front, because now you've gotten me accustomed to doing this. And now you want to just cold turkey. Yeah, you a liar. That's how I look at it. And I don't think men really understand it. Like, we're looking at you like, so you lied to me just to get with me, because it was okay to do X, Y, Z, But now, since you feel like, okay, it's comfortable now, I got her, I don't have to do that anymore. That's why a lot of men lose their women, and that's why a lot of relationships don't work. You have to still date. Yeah. It doesn't matter if we've only been dating 2 or 3 months. We still need to, we ain't that comfortable yet. You know, like we still have to be dating. And I think that that's another, like I said, just that's such a deal breaker for me. Not maintaining that vibe that you introduced me to, that's a big problem for me.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that, like you said, is like it is a form of love bombing because it's like I'm gonna up front, I'm gonna try and do all of these things to woo you and your affection, but ultimately, this is not who I am. This is not.
That's why I say I feel it's malicious. Like a lot of men up front already know, they're knowing, like, you know, because sometimes too it is about the money. Some men, maybe they got it, you know, like, hey, I can splurge on her a little bit, you know, I'm trying to show her I got it, and in reality you don't really got it like that. You get what I'm saying? And now you're upset with me because I'm saying, hey baby, I saw these new Coach shoes, you know, they're $160. 2 weeks ago you had no problem because you wanted to impress me so bad, but now you're like, hey, you know, I can't be buying shoes like that. Like, hold on, what, sir? Like, okay, well, what happened to the love? And now it's just bombs. It's no more. Right. You just dropping bombs left and right now. They everywhere. It's just like, oh my gosh. Okay, what happened? I thought, what happened to the love part? So yeah.
Hey guys, Kris here. Just wanted to thank you guys for continuing to rock with us and for tuning into this episode. Unfortunately, we did have some technical difficulties that cut the audio out towards the end of our conversation. So if you're watching, you know, you're probably like, well, that was a weird place for the episode to stop. So just wanted to give you that disclaimer and just thank you guys for all of your feedback and all of your encouragement as we continue to improve. This is, you know, new for both of us. And, you know, it's important to us that you guys get the essence of the conversation, the discussion. It's super organic, and that it just didn't feel right trying to re-record because we had such a good discussion about this particular red flag. So again, just wanted to thank you guys, apologize for the technical difficulties. We will continue, and, you know, we just hope that you continue to rock with us, and we'll see you on the next episode of Red Flags Anonymous. Bye.